If you're a man watching this right now, I need your full attention for the next few seconds. What I'm about to tell you is something most men never hear until it's too late. Something urologists see every single day but almost no one talks about. And if you're over 40, over 50, or even over 60, this might be the most important message you'll hear this year. Because the truth is simple. Men don't know this. They're living their lives without realizing that one tiny habit, one small daily choice, or one thing they've been ignoring, is quietly shaping their energy, their confidence, their drive, and their long-term health in ways they never expect. And if you're thinking, I feel fine, so why should I worry? That's exactly the problem. Most of the issues that affect men the most never start loud. They don't knock on your door. They slip in silently. They show up in tiny moments that you don't even recognize as warnings. A little fatigue here. A weaker morning there. A bathroom trip that lasts a bit too long. A small dip in motivation. A night of poor sleep. And one day, these things pile up until a man looks in the mirror and barely recognizes himself. But none of this is permanent. None of this is hopeless. In fact, urologists say something incredibly powerful. Most of the problems men face later in life could have been prevented, reduced, or even reversed with simple changes, changes that no one teaches men early enough. And that's why this video exists. Because you deserve to know the truth. You deserve to know what's happening inside your body, what's affecting your energy, and what you can do starting today to improve every part of your life, from your stamina to your mood to your long-term vitality. So let's begin with a question that most men never truly answer. When was the last time you listened to your body instead of ignoring it? Because men are great at pushing through, working through discomfort, ignoring warning signs, telling themselves they're fine. But here's the truth, your body is talking to you all the time. And the older you get, the more important it becomes to listen instead of dismiss. Urologists say that men ignore early signs for one simple reason. They think slowing down is normal. They think lower drive is normal. They think weaker confidence is normal. But normal doesn't mean healthy. And it definitely doesn't mean unchangeable. Let's talk about something very few men realize. Your daily habits are quietly shaping your hormones and your energy far more than you think. Every single day, without saying a word, your body is responding to what you eat, how you sleep, how much you move, how stressed you are, and what you put into your mind. And this is where most men unknowingly sabotage themselves. They assume testosterone drops because of age alone. They assume prostate issues are unavoidable. They assume low energy is just part of getting older. But that's not how the body works. Age plays a role, yes, but habits shape the direction. Imagine two men who are both 60 years old. One feels tired all the time, moves slowly, and has no motivation. The other wakes up with energy, feels mentally sharp, stays active, and has the drive of a man 10 years younger. Same age, different outcomes. The difference is hidden in one word: awareness. One man learned how his body works and adapted. The other man ignored it. And the good news is that no matter which one you've been up until now, it's never too late to change direction. Here's something every urologist wishes men understood earlier. Your body is constantly trying to help you. It's constantly trying to repair, restore, balance, and strengthen itself. It never stops. The problem is that most men throw obstacles in the way without realizing it. They eat things that weaken them. They neglect the habits that fuel strength. They tolerate stress that drains hormones. And then they wonder why they feel older than they should. Let's talk about stress for a moment. Not the loud kind that comes from emergencies or crises, but the quiet kind. The daily drip of life pressure, responsibility, worry, overthinking, deadlines, expectations, and weight on your shoulders. This silent stress floods a man's body with chemicals that reduce testosterone, weaken sleep, slow recovery, and even affect confidence. Most men walk around with stress levels that their nervous system was never designed to handle. And urologists say that chronic stress is one of the biggest hidden killers of male vitality. But here's the good news. You have far more control over stress than you realize. Not by avoiding life, but by understanding how your body reacts and giving it what it needs to reset. Another thing most men don't know is how deeply sleep affects their hormones, kidney function, prostate health, and overall stamina. A single night of poor sleep can drop testosterone the next morning. A week of poor sleep can create inflammation that affects almost everything. But men normalize bad sleep. They shrug it off. They blame work, phones, late-night habits, or age. They never realize that deep restorative sleep is one of the strongest ways to keep yourself energetic, strong, and sharp. And again, you can improve this faster than you think. But all of this stress, sleep, diet, movement points to one bigger truth. A truth that most men never hear until something forces them to. And here it is. Your body isn't aging as fast as you think. Your lifestyle is. And improving your lifestyle is not about perfection. It's not about impossible routines. It's not about being a fitness model or eating like a monk. It's about small, consistent changes that give your body what it's been begging for all along. This brings us to something urologists tell men all the time. Your energy, your confidence, your drive, your clarity, and your strength are not disappearing. They're simply waiting for the right conditions to come back. Men think they're declining, but many are simply imbalanced. An imbalance is fixable. Right now, your body is doing hundreds of things without you thinking about it. Balancing fluids, regulating hormones, filtering blood, repairing tissue, eliminating waste, producing energy. But when your habits work against your biology, everything becomes harder. And when your habits work with your biology, everything becomes easier. The reason some men feel 10 years younger after making simple changes is because their body finally gets the chance to do what it's meant to do. And before we go deeper, let me say this clearly. You don't need extreme workouts. You don't need expensive supplements. You don't need a complicated diet. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to understand how your body works and make choices that support it every day. And that's exactly what this video will help you do. Stay with me as we go even deeper into the habits, mistakes, and secrets men never learned but should have. Now let's get into something powerful, something urologists see constantly that most men never think about: circulation. Blood flow. The engine behind almost everything that makes a man feel like a man. When circulation is strong, everything works better. Energy rises. Focus sharpens. Confidence increases. Recovery improves. But when circulation slows down, men notice the effects everywhere. And the first signs are subtle. Cold hands or feet, slower mornings, less stamina, heavier fatigue after meals, and eventually changes no man wants to see. Circulation is one of the biggest indicators of male vitality, yet almost no one talks about it. And here's the shocking part. Most circulation problems don't start in the heart, they start in daily habits. Sitting too long, eating too much processed food, being dehydrated, poor sleep, high stress, low movement. None of these sound dramatic, but together, they create the perfect storm. The good news? You can improve circulation faster than almost anything else. Some men see improvements in days. Because the body loves movement, hydration, oxygen, and proper nutrients. It reacts quickly when you give it what it needs. Urologists often tell men one simple truth. The more you move, the more your hormones move. The less you move, the faster things slow down. But the problem is not that men don't want to move. It's that their energy drops so low that movement feels impossible. So the real key is not forcing heavy workouts, but restoring energy so movement becomes natural again. Let's talk hydration because this one is so basic that men underestimate how powerful it is. The kidneys, prostate, bladder, blood flow, they all depend on water. When you're dehydrated, everything becomes harder. Blood thickens. The kidneys work overtime. The prostate gets irritated. The bladder becomes more sensitive. But most men go through life underhydrated and don't even know it. All they notice is fatigue, poor focus, or frequent bathroom trips. Hydration is one of the cheapest, simplest ways to immediately support your body, yet most men only drink water when they feel thirsty, which is already too late. And that brings us to the next thing men don't know until they visit a urologist. Your body gives warnings long before issues become serious. A slow stream, frequent urination, nighttime waking, abdominal pressure, discomfort after sitting. These are not normal signs of aging. These are signals that your body needs attention. And when you respond early, things stay manageable. When you ignore them, they grow. But the good news is that the body is forgiving. It responds beautifully to support. And you can give that support at any age. Another thing men don't realize. Testosterone is not just a male hormone. It influences mood, bone strength, heart health, sugar balance, concentration, and even the way your body stores fat. But testosterone doesn't drop evenly. It reacts to everything. 1 week of poor sleep? It drops. High stress? It drops. Too much sugar? It drops. But the opposite is also true. Walk more? It rises. Sleep better? It rises. Reduce stress? It rises. Eat nutrient-rich foods? It rises. Your body is not fighting you. It's responding to you. One of the biggest myths men believe is that vitality fades because of age. But urologists point out that men in villages, tribes, and physically active lifestyles maintain strong energy far later in life than modern men. Why? Because they move more, eat cleaner, sleep deeper, stress less, and spend more time outdoors. This shows one thing clearly. The male body is designed to stay strong for decades when supported. And you can recreate that support no matter where you live. Stress is another silent enemy. It destroys more male health than people realize. But stress isn't just emotional. It's chemical. When stress rises, the body releases cortisol. And cortisol lowers testosterone, disrupts sleep, weakens immune function, and slows metabolism. You might think you're just handling life. But your body feels every unseen pressure. That's why stress management is not soft. It's strength. It's taking control of your chemistry instead of letting life drain you. And speaking of chemistry, here's something men rarely hear. Your gut health directly affects your hormones. When your digestion is off, your whole chemistry suffers. Your mood shifts. Your energy drops. Your cravings rise. But men almost never connect these dots. They think indigestion is just indigestion. But everything in the body is connected. Now let's talk about something simple but life-changing: momentum. Most men don't need massive change. They need momentum. When you start doing even one thing that supports your health, your body rewards you with more energy. And with more energy, you do another thing. And then another. And soon the lifestyle that felt impossible becomes automatic. This is why urologists say the best thing a man can do is start small. Drink more water. Eat real food. Stretch. Walk 10 minutes. Breathe deeply. Sleep earlier. You don't build a better body overnight. You build it through repeated momentum. Now that you understand how much control you truly have, let's get deeper into how men transform their vitality. Not dramatically, but naturally. Because real transformation doesn't come from forcing yourself through extreme changes. It comes from building habits that your body appreciates, habits that give you energy instead of draining it. One of the most powerful habits for men is learning to reduce inflammation. Inflammation is at the root of so many issues men face. Fatigue, joint stiffness, slow recovery, poor sleep, low drive, bladder irritation, and more. But again, men rarely think about inflammation. They just assume they're getting older. They assume soreness is normal. They assume low energy is normal. But most men are simply inflamed from diet, stress, lack of movement, or poor sleep. And when you reduce inflammation, your body reacts almost instantly. You feel lighter. You think clearer. You move easier. You rest deeper. And suddenly the energy you thought was gone forever returns. Another powerful truth. Your body loves consistency. If you give it a healthy habit once, it helps a little. If you give it that same habit daily, it helps a lot. Men are creatures of routine, but sometimes we fall into routines that weaken us instead of strengthening us. Staying up too late, eating at irregular times, sitting for hours, ignoring hydration, skipping rest. These habits build silently, but replacing them with energizing habits builds silently too. And one of the greatest things urologists say is this: men are far more resilient than they think. The male body is built for endurance. It's built for movement. It's built for challenge. It's built for adaptation. The problem is never the man. It's the environment, the habits, the routines he unintentionally fell into. And once you shift the environment, once you change the routine, you wake up that resilience again. Let's talk about identity for a moment, because this is something most men never realize. The way you see yourself affects the way you treat yourself. If you see yourself as tired, you act tired. If you see yourself as aging, you act old. But when you begin to see yourself as capable, strong, and improving, your body follows. Identity shapes behavior. Behavior shapes biology. This is why the most powerful transformation a man can make isn't physical. It's mental. It's understanding that you are not declining. You are evolving. You are learning. You are adjusting. And every choice you make today builds the man you become tomorrow. The body listens to the mind more than men realize. But let's bring it back to something simple, something practical, something real. You don't need to overhaul your life today. You don't need perfection. You don't need pressure. You don't need guilt. You simply need to begin. Begin with one thing, one habit, one decision, and then let that decision build momentum. And here's the most powerful thing of all. Your body rewards effort quickly. Men think change takes months. But the truth is, some of the biggest improvements happen in days. More energy, better sleep, clearer thinking, better mood, better mornings. These changes happen fast when your body gets what it needs. So today, make yourself one promise. To stop ignoring your body and start supporting it. To stop believing decline is automatic and start believing improvement is possible. To stop living on autopilot and start living with intention. Because you deserve to feel strong. You deserve to feel motivated. You deserve to feel confident. You deserve a body that supports the life you want to live, not one that holds you back. And if no one has told you this recently, hear it now. It is not too late. You are not too old. You are not past your peak. You are not declining. You are simply unoptimized. And optimization begins the moment you decide to pay attention to your body instead of ignoring it. So take a deep breath. Make your next decision count. And remember, your body is listening to every choice you make. Give it the things that make you stronger. Start small. Stay consistent. Build momentum. And watch how quickly your energy, your vitality, and your confidence return. Because the truth is simple. Men don't know this, but they should. Now you do. And what you do next is entirely in your hands. Now that we've covered the basics: stress, sleep, circulation, hydration, movement, and momentum, it's time to take things even deeper. This is where men start to see real lasting change. Not temporary spikes of energy or motivation, but transformation that reshapes how they feel, how they perform, and even how others perceive them. One thing almost every man misses is the compounding effect of small, consistent changes. Think about it like this. If you save a small amount of money every day, over time you accumulate wealth. The same principle applies to your health. Drink a little more water. Move a little more. Sleep a little better. Reduce stress a little. That little adds up, and after weeks and months, your body feels years younger than it did before. Most men think improvement comes from massive action, hours in the gym, strict diets, or extreme supplements. But urologists and health experts repeatedly see that the small, consistent, daily actions produce the most dramatic results. And here's the exciting part. It's never too late to start. Your body responds faster than most men realize. Let's dig into energy management. Because this is where many men struggle without even knowing it. Energy isn't just about caffeine or workouts. It's about how your body produces, distributes, and restores it. And 3 invisible factors determine this: hormones, circulation, and recovery. First, hormones. Testosterone, cortisol, insulin, and growth hormone all play crucial roles in energy. And here's a secret. You can influence these hormones naturally every day. For example, your testosterone levels spike in response to short bursts of movement, adequate sleep, and protein-rich meals, while stress and sugar depress them. So even if you're busy or tired, 10 to 15 minutes of focused movement, a balanced meal, and mindfulness can give your body a boost that lasts hours. Second, circulation. Every cell in your body needs oxygen and nutrients. And that comes from your blood flow. Sitting for long hours, dehydration, poor posture, and inactivity restrict circulation. But the solution is simple. Stand, walk, stretch, and breathe deeply multiple times a day. It sounds small, but urologists say this is one of the fastest ways to restore energy and improve everything from focus to libido. Third, recovery. Men often forget that recovery isn't optional. It's essential. Sleep isn't just downtime. It's when your body repairs tissue, balances hormones, clears toxins, and restores energy. Skipping recovery or treating it as optional is like running a high-performance car on fumes. Your energy will drop, your mind will fog, and your performance, both physical and mental, will suffer. Now let's get into the hidden habits men never talk about. These are subtle actions that silently destroy vitality or amplify it if done right. 1. Meal timing. Eating late at night or skipping breakfast disrupts hormones and energy cycles. Your body burns calories and produces hormones on a schedule. When that schedule is disrupted, energy, sleep, and metabolism are all affected. 2. Movement variety. Men focus on one type of movement, often cardio or lifting, but the body thrives on variety. Short bursts of strength, flexibility, and mobility exercises keep circulation high, joints healthy, and hormones balanced. 3. Microstressors. These are small, daily stresses you don't even notice: emails, traffic, arguments, notifications. They accumulate and trigger constant cortisol release, quietly lowering testosterone and energy. Recognizing these microstressors and managing them is crucial. Even a 5-minute breathing session or a walk outside can reset your chemistry. 4. Digital hygiene. Screens, notifications, social media, and late-night devices disrupt sleep and mental clarity. Urologists and health experts increasingly see that men who limit screen time before bed experience deeper sleep, stronger focus, and better hormone balance. 5. Hydration patterns. It's not just drinking water. It's when and how you hydrate. Drinking enough in the morning and during meals, instead of waiting until you feel thirsty, keeps your organs functioning optimally. Proper hydration improves kidney function, prostate health, and even mental clarity. But part 4 is not just about habits, it's about mindset and identity, because this is what separates men who plateau from men who transform. Your identity shapes your biology. If you see yourself as tired, weak, or past your prime, your body follows that narrative. Hormones, energy, and even motivation align with your self-image. But if you see yourself as capable, evolving, and improving, your body responds like it's being asked to perform at its peak. Urologists often note that mindset and perception play as big a role in male health as exercise or diet. Here's an example. Imagine 2 men, both 50, both out of shape. One thinks, "I'm just getting old, this is normal." The other thinks, "I can improve every day starting today." Within weeks, the second man experiences better energy, clearer thinking, and improved performance. Why? Because he acted with intention, reinforced his habits, and gave his body the chance to adapt. Mindset plus consistent action equals results faster than brute effort alone. Next, let's address a topic almost no one talks about openly: sexual health and intimacy. It's one of the strongest indicators of overall male health. Yet men are embarrassed to talk about it, even to themselves. Changes in libido, stamina, or function aren't just inconvenient. They're signals from your body about circulation, hormone levels, stress, and overall vitality. Ignoring these signs is like ignoring a warning light on a car. The earlier you respond, the easier it is to reverse. And again, small changes, better sleep, hydration, movement, nutrition, stress management, produce fast, measurable improvements.